didn't have a big scoring game in their last game. That was a victory on Sunday against Texas A&M, but did have a season-high 8 assists and tied a career high with 5 steals. And we are underway. Opening tip is won by the Lady Bulldogs in their home white. And Diamond Battles running the point to start the game. Georgia at 13-5 overall. And there's Brittany Smith going to turn around and hit the soft jumper. What a sweet touch on her shot.
That's a great low post move. Just turn right into the defender's face and shoot the ball up high.
Starting 5 for the Rebels at 15-2. Taylor, Baker, Collins, Singleton, and Scott. Seven on the shot clock. Taylor goes inside to Scott. Actually, that's Singleton. Singleton missed up close, and then she scoops it in off the backboard. Tyia Singleton, first points of the game for the Rebels. She averages 7 a game. And here's the starting 5 for the Lady Dogs. Chapman, Battles, Warren, Isaacs, and Smith. Lady Dogs 8-2 here at Stegeman Coliseum. 1-1 in the conference here at home. Ball stolen away by Myah Taylor, the Mississippi State transfer, going coast to coast and gets the layup.
Well, one of the keys to this game is who can score out of their defense. Both teams are disruptive, cause a lot of problems, force a lot of turnovers. Right there, Chapman just dribbled into the no-man zone in the corner, got picked off. Great breakaway layup for Ole Miss.
Inside they go. Brittany Smith banks it in again. The real key with Brittany Smith is she is so quick in getting her shot off. There's no dilly-dally when she gets the ball.
Any low-post player out there watching this game, just watch her fundamentally sound.
Ole Miss turns the ball over. They don't do that very much. They're third in the conference, fewest turnovers per game at under 15.
Georgia's matchups, their matchup zone is going to cause problems. You don't see it very often, so without seeing it, it's tough to go against.
Smith, inside she goes to Isaacs. And Isaacs miss up close. And coming over the back, Jordan Isaacs is whistled. They've gone 14-6 in the conference the last couple of years. Took him to the NCAA tournament last year for the first time since 2007. Taylor, crossover dribble.
So a lot of these drives, a lot of penetrations we're going to see throughout the game.
Underneath, Nicholson. Off the back iron, battle for it, won by Ole Miss. Scoreboard is actually wrong. It's 6-4 Ole Miss. And our score is tied into the scoreboard here in the arena, so they finally correct that. Screen set by Singleton. Get a tie up and a traveling call on Baker. Georgia's number 2 in the conference in forcing turnovers. They force over 20 turnovers per game, and they have the number 1 turnover margin in the conference.
Coach A's philosophy, they'll matchup zone, they'll trap you. Sometimes they won't trap you. If you don't see it very often, you're in practice going against man-to-man.
UCF the last 2 years had the top scoring defense in the country, and Georgia getting it done on the defensive end. She's coached at UCF, at Albany, and Missouri State. Nicholson, they got a mismatch right there size-wise. Nicholson, a drop step to get by Baker.
Nicholson, just another fundamentally sound player. Great hands, great feet. Sees the opportunity of the mismatch. Be able to punish Ole Miss right there.
Baker, mid-range jumper. First points for Baker. Nyblack in the game, too. She has not played much this year. Did not play in the first 10 games of the year with a knee injury. You see the brace on her right knee. She was a 1,000-point scorer at West Virginia and another one of the Lady Bulldogs transfers. Lewis misses the jumper. Offensive rebound and put back by Zoe Smith. Taylor, collision, and one.
Beautiful drive right there. Nicholson, tough block, turned sideways and get there quick enough.
She'll be at the line for a chance at the three-point play. She transferred from Mississippi State. She's a grad transfer. That's the equivalent of a grad transfer from Georgia Tech to Georgia, or vice versa.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. They're the big rivals right there. But again, part of the philosophy for both teams here, with a lack of really emphasis on three-point shooting, get to the rim, get those fouls each quarter.
With Ibakwe on the low block right now. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Battles back to Nyblack. 3 on the clock. Steps through, and an offensive foul on Nyblack. In the paint, Scott going to pass out. Whipping around, and we'll have a blocking foul on Alicia Lewis.
Lewis has really come on in league play for Georgia. She's had some really good games so far. Assist-turnover ratio is really strong. Good defender.
He's 75% at the line. The team is 10th in the conference at 66.5.
We're going to see some half-court trapping going on. Georgia will mix up their traps with just rather straight matchup zone. Again, fun to watch. Real chess match, and how the players react to these mixed-up defenses. Critical for this game.
Son, you made a great point as we watch Georgia go through their shoot-around today, in that it's going to be difficult for both of these teams to score in the half-court offense against these defenses. Yeah, down to 3 on the shot clock for Georgia. They got to go, and the shot is up and in by Battles to beat the Hornets.
First 2 conference games didn't really score, and the first half of the Kentucky game she didn't get many points.
Scott in the paint off the back iron. That was a good look, though.
The one area coming in this game, I think Ole Miss has got an advantage on the boards. Georgia really needs to keep Ole Miss on those offensive rebounds. This brings a big lift, and she really needs to get going here in the first half tonight. We know this game's going to come down just a couple of possessions. She can step up and get some points going.
She's from Jonesboro, Georgia, south of Atlanta, but came to the Rebels from Pittsburgh. Played for the Pitt Panthers. A year ago was 3rd in the ACC and 20th in the nation in block shots. So when they lost Shakira Austin, lottery pick, WNBA, they knew they could not replace her. So they went out and got height.
They did.
Ibakwe is part of that. And a turnover right here in front of us, but they lost their starting 4-year point guard. They lost their entire bench, lost a total of 9 players. And here's all the new faces that they picked up in the transfer portal as Taylor buckets another, and she's got 9. Brittany Smith, another nice shot from Smith. She is off to another great start. She's hit her first 3 shots. Came into the game tonight shooting 60% in conference play, which is number 2 in league action.
She has just been outstanding, especially since SEC play has started.
And number 2 in league action behind Madison Scott, who's number 1. Inside Ibakwe, missed up close. Scott stays with it and sticks it in. That's a big reason why she's shooting 65.7% from the floor to lead the conference in league games.
One of the vulnerabilities you have when you play a matchup zone is box out responsibilities. Ole Miss is just pounding the offensive glass so far.
Bodies go falling, no whistle. Warren launches a 3 way off the mark, and Taylor runs down the rebound. Collins from 3, nets it. So Coach Yo predicted first to 55 wins. That could happen before halftime the way they're playing.
Yeah, there's been those points off. There we go. Another turnover. Another chance to get it in the open court with a really good player, Baker.
Baker pulls up at the elbow and sinks it. 5.6 for Georgia to work with here. Chapman going to have to move. Kicks it off her leg, and we have a foul called on Ole Miss, and that puts Georgia in the bonus. So Chloe Chapman averaging under 3 points per game.
Those last 2 possessions Georgia had without the turnover, they drew fouls, put them in that bonus situation here to get some points.
So that was a nice finish to the quarter for Georgia, Slon.
Yep.
Ole Miss, shot clock violation.
Do whatever it takes to help win a basketball game. Whatever Coach Yo needs from them, they're going to try to deliver it.
Inside they go, put on the floor, and Thompson missed. Air ball right there on the low block. Myah Thompson, one of the top recruits in the country, a 4-star coming out of DeSoto, Texas. Backdoor cut, and the basket by Warren. Nice pass from Nicholson, too, at the top of the circle.
We saw a shoot around today. Georgia working on that exact play. Get it out of the timeout. You know, when teams are high pressure on you, backdoor cuts are a great way to temper their enthusiasm for defense.
Georgia down 6. Baker pulls up mid-range on the baseline. She doesn't miss many shots. She has not missed any from the floor tonight. She's 3 for 3, 1 for 2 at the line, and has 7 points.
That's just a thing of beauty right there. Simple basketball, triple threat position.
And the jumper.
Just so efficient down there. Makes it look easy, keeps the ball up, turn, quick release, flick that wrist. Hard to defend.
And she steals it away from Thompson. Jump ball is going to be Georgia's possession.
Creations in their offensive scheme. Make sure she gets isolated down that post.
Stolen, pass intercepted. Warren threw it in there. Picked off by Singleton. Actually, Madison Scott, pardon me. And now Scott gets it back and hits the jumper. She came in with 506 in her career. Led the SEC last season at 5.5 and was 19th in the nation. That's when she was playing with the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. Nicholson inside, Singleton and Davis.
Coach A has got to keep Smith or Nicholson. They can be on the floor at the same time together or one or the other. When they played without them tonight so far in this ball game, not very efficient offense by Georgia. So Nicholson's played really well, second leading scorer in conference play.
Had a great time talking to Coach Yo yesterday as she was getting ready to board her flight, leave Oxford. Got a lot of personality and a dynamic personality. You would need that to do what she's done with that program. They were in the dregs, and she has brought them back to heights they have not experienced in 15 years. So Isha Smith travels in there and did travel. Zoe got off to a great start this season, set new scoring highs in 4 of her first 5.
She can be a really good 6th man as she develops in that role.
Scott missed a good look.
The leadership of the university and the athletic department agreed with them, put those things in place, and now we're reaping the benefits of it.
Full court pressure by Ole Miss out of the timeout results in a Georgia turnover. Baker, mid-range jumper, and Baker is 4 for 4 and has 9 points.
Another critical possession for Georgia. Great play by Baker there. And they fell down by this much before. You don't want this thing, the Ole Miss, to get up in consistent double-digit lead here. It'll be very hard to come back against them. So big possession here for Georgia. A little high-low action with their post players.
There's the backdoor cut and the basket. Another assist for Nicholson. This backdoor cut pass going to Zoe Smith. In the paint, Scott with the mid-range jumper. And that will give Ole Miss a 10-point lead as the Rebels walk to the locker room. Scott and Baker were the two that Coach Abrahamson Henderson told her team they've got to stop those guys tonight. Collins at the elbow. Rebound controlled by Battles. Diamond Battles only 2 points, 1 of 3 shooting in the first half. Gonna take control of the game right there. Get the rebound, go coast to coast, and cut it deep.
A great seized opportunity moment for her. Again, transition, you got a long rebound, get down before Ole Miss and set their half-court defense and see what you can find. See if you get in the crease. And that's what Battles did right there. Again, they need her to get shots up.
Singleton had some foul trouble in that first half and finds her balance and banks it in.
Not a textbook post move, but it was efficient, got the job done.
Second basket for Singleton. She has 4 tonight. Lead is back to 10. Warren, that's a 3. Georgia gets the ball back. Brittany Smith forces it up, just her second miss of the game. That was a poor shot from Brittany Smith. She doesn't usually have many like that. Ball goes to Scott. Back out to Collins. She's the only player in this game that has hit a three-pointer. Thought we might have more makes than one, though.
There you go. But Ole Miss, in conference play right now, about 14% field goal, three-point field goal percentage defense.
And battles and one. So you can kind of sense the Diamond battles.
Yeah, great drive. Again, this is what she's got to do. They need her and Smith to have about 15 shots apiece.
72.5% from the foul line this season. In the corner, three, Collins.
When you're attacking a matchup zone, you got to get ball reversals. You got to get mismatches. You got to get 3 against 2 in their coverage by Georgia. That ball reversal right there paid dividends.
Chapman absorbing the contact, getting the shot off. That did not hit the rim, so no reset on the shot clock. It's down to 9. Smith at the elbow, off the back iron. She's missed her first 3 shots here in the third quarter. And a blocking foul on Smith.
It'll be a threat. Got to put the pressure on that Ole Miss man-to-man defense.
Nicholson comes on the floor as Smith goes off. Scott puts it on the floor, pulls up with the mid-range jumper, and Madison Scott hits her 4th basket. She's got 8 points and 3 assists, couple of rebounds. Ball goes into Nicholson to the corner, and Isaacs. Isaacs, reverse layup attempt and gets it. Baker pushing the tempo. Collins 3, off the mark, offensive rebound, and a foul called on Georgia. She's got 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. The foul was on Brittany Smith. That's her 2nd.
Georgia's probably put in their best offensive lineup.
Nice assist by Scott.
Beautiful pass. Way to get behind the defense by Baker.
The Rebels' biggest lead of the game matches the 12 they hit a couple of minutes ago. Battles. Bangs it home. So Diamond Battles starting to heat it up. She scored 7 points here in the third quarter. She has scored 7 of Georgia's 9.
Again, only had 3 shots in the first half. 4 already this quarter. They need that from her. Her and Smith need to be aggressive. Again, I would have a goal every game that each of them get 15 shots put up.
Ole Miss is 15-0 when they hold opponents under 60 points, and they're on pace to do that to Georgia tonight.
They are definitely on pace for that. The Dogs, if they can cut down on turnovers, get a little better job on defensive glass, get Diamond Battles and Brittany Smith the ball more, they got a chance to get back in this game.
But as offensively challenged as Georgia can be at times, Diamond Battles has walked off the floor over at the end. She's grabbing her shoulder. So they move her off the floor, continue to work on her on this side of the floor away from the bench. And Georgia puts the ball back in play. Brittany Smith, that's the first bucket for her in this quarter, and she's the first Georgia player to get to double figures.
She needs to get a touch almost every possession Georgia has the rest of the way. She needs to touch the basketball.
Scott goes right on through, a blocking foul on Georgia and 1. We're going to see if they take her to the bench or right to the locker room. Looks like they're going to go right to the locker room. That's not a good sign.
She's in a lot of pain. Hope she's on the lady's okay. Again, Ole Miss right there. Smith makes a beautiful move, great bucket, and Ole Miss just flies down the floor. Doesn't want Georgia to be able to set that matchup zone. It's a 3-point play.
Scott completes the 3-point play. You can see they continue to work on the right shoulder, the right collarbone. The Diamond Battles, and now some more medical personnel for the University of Georgia have gathered around. Smith puts it on the floor. The scoop shot up and in. So Battles in the tunnel being worked on. Brittany Smith trying to pick up the slack.
Georgia looks like they're going to go full court attack press after a made bucket here.
Myah Taylor is so quick.
Bad good looks. against this tough Ole Miss defense.
Lewis drives, feeds on the baseline to Zoe Smith.
They read the defense, broke them down, drew that second defender. Beautiful assist.
Thompson, scoop shot, out of control. Ole Miss gets it back. Clock did not reset. 7 on the shot clock, now 5. Baker. Shot clock violation. They might have missed a travel anyway. Lewis works off a double screen, gets it back to Smith, and Smith nets it. Georgia in the game now 7 of 12 from the 7-point lead. Ole Miss is led by as much as 12 twice in this quarter. A quarter in which the Lady Bulldogs saw Diamond Battles go to the locker room with an injury, and she's still there. 5 on the shot clock. Taylor had her shot blocked by Bates with 1 on the clock.
Lady Dog coming in, protectors my house in the paint, they're coming in. Wow.
And that is going to count.
Wow.
Warren, left-handed dribble, and she gets fouled on the drive and the shot, and Warren will go to the foul line. She has scored only 2 points tonight. She's 1 of 8 from the floor and 0 for 5 from the three-point line. Gets her first free throw attempt to go.
Again, just a tribute to both of these coaching staffs and teams. So good defensively. They don't foul a lot. One reason they're good defensively, they don't foul a lot. They play really good basketball, defensive basketball.
Georgia has outscored Ole Miss in the quarter, 19-16. The first quarter, they've outscored the Rebels. They've cut the 10-point halftime lead to 7 as the Rebels in their final possession of the quarter. Baker the miss. Rebound Georgia. Smith got knocked down, no whistle. Zoe, half court, won't count if it goes, and it doesn't. And that is the end of the quarter. But Georgia makes a little headway on the scoreboard. Got a brief head coaching stint at his alma mater, was at Georgia Southern, then went and joined Leonard Hamilton's staff at Florida State, and that's where we picked up the story right there. Considered one of the top defensive coaches in all of America.
He and Stan Jones, the assistants at FSU for Coach Hamilton, are just terrific.
Smith turnaround off the back iron. Zoe gets the rebound, missed it off the back iron. Run out for the Rebels. They try to get back before Georgia can set up.
Taylor and Baker, just a terrific backcourt combo, man. They really play off each other so well.
8 on the shot clock in the corner. Collins nails another 3. We've had only 3 3-pointers hit in this game.
Critical factor for any team to have a 3-point threat out there, and she has delivered tonight.
They switch off, and Smith goes by Scott. They switched on defense. Inside they go. Ibakwe off the back iron. Scott got the rebound and missed the putback. Bates gets the rebound for Georgia.
Chance to cut it to 6. They haven't been this close in a long time.
Lewis left open and grazed the iron with her shot. Zoe Smith gets the offensive rebound. Ends up in the hands. Smith. Scott off back iron. That was a good look. Gets her own miss. Euro step through, had her shot blocked. How about Brittany Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, it was actually Bates who got the block.
Yep, a lot of ball there. Got a little bit on the left arm. Scott needs to make him pay right here. Kind of break the momentum that Georgia has right now in the game. Ways to beat the matchup zone, ball reversal, and getting the ball to the mid-post. And right there you saw Ole Miss coming out of the action, getting the ball in that mid-post area where they could strike quick.
Miss by Scott, who's had a fine night. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Lewis on the break, missed the layup, and Scott snags another rebound. And just a solid line score, 12 points. That was her 5th rebound and has 5 assists as well.
Georgia's really attacking the offensive glass right now. See in the fourth quarter, they've really picked up the pace. Being aggressive there.
To the baseline, the pass goes and Singleton down there. And Scott gets it back and lays it in.
Wow, great play. And Ole Miss attack that mid-post area right there.
Sets the screen for Lewis. Lewis penetrates. Missed again. She's had some good looks. Bates with the offensive putback. And a couple of blocks as well. It's still a 7-point lead for Ole Miss with about 5 to go. Scott goes right through the defense and one. She is such a challenge for an opposing defense.
Georgia's going to have to clean that up, make some adjustments. 3 straight possessions with a pass to the mid-post to Scott. So many good things have happened for Ole Miss with that action right there. She's hard to guard right there. It gives, you have numbers advantage. That mid-post pass, so critical against that zone.
4.5 over that number right now. Giving up a few rebounds. She averages 9 rebounds per game, which is 3rd in the SEC. Missed the chance to make it a 3-point play. That is the 4th miss for the Rebels tonight at the free throw line. 5 for 9. Battles going to give it up. Smith, open look, buries it.
They'll milk the clock here, make Georgia sit on defense. That extra 20 seconds of possession.
Baker, 3-point attempt and nails it. The first player other than Collins to hit a 3 in this game. Lead is back to 10.
Critical offensive rebound right there for Ole Miss. Keep possession, keep Georgia on D for a long time. And get that open 3.
Warren puts it on the floor, kicked it to the Rebels. Georgia's almost in a place where they cannot allow any more points. There's 2 right there. Timeout called for Georgia as Ole Miss rebuilds a 12-point lead. Lob inside. Nicholson converts. Assists for Smith.
Two good possessions of high-low basketball. And here comes the press.
They get it to Taylor. Open court. Lost the dribble. Out of bounds. Battles has not scored since re-entering the game from her injury. Lewis stops and pops. And rebound control by the Rebels. Scott going to bring it across. Taylor throws it out of bounds, but apparently Georgia knocked it out of bounds.
They need to get Ole Miss. The only way they can stop the clock, get more possessions, is to foul them.
And Baker is their best free throw shooter, 75%. Georgia has not hit a 3 the entire night. They're 0 for 8. Brittany Smith has once again been the big offensive story for the Lady Dogs. 7 of her 9 in that 3rd quarter. When she went out with that injury, it was, whatever the nature, is still sore, bothering her. She's probably a little bit tentative with that.
Yeah. Really outstanding player.
Lewis.
Credit to her for coming back in and wanting to play again. He'll try to lead her team to victory.
Battles, let's see if she attacks, goes around the screen. She does, goes to the hoop and was fouled on the play. It's the first time we've seen her drive the lane.
She makes this, look at Georgia, full court press. She misses it, they'll foul right away.
So, lead is 11, 1:14 to go. Scott had it poked away. Lewis forces the turnover. Battles takes a 3 and nails it. Diamond Battles has cut it to 8. And that's an offensive foul on Taylor. Hit a big 3, stand in there even bigger than all that and take the contact. Smith gets it to Battles. Under a minute to go now. Battles takes another 3. This one's off the back iron. Scott snags the rebound. Clears it to Taylor. Taylor gets it back. Clock working against Georgia. Down to 40 to go. Georgia's going to have to foul. They don't want to foul Baker, but they're probably not going to have a choice.
They waited too long. Should have fouled right away.
And a kick ball.
Free throw line in conference play. Missed opportunity.
High school teammate of Diamond Battles at Winter Haven, Florida High School. They were in the same class. Now the lead at 9, timeout called. Remains to be seen here, but to this point, all of their wins have been by double digits in the conference. They lead Georgia by 9. Battles, three-pointer, and got fouled on the three-point play. 5 of 9 from the floor, has the one three-pointer for Georgia the entire night. And they'll play at Tennessee on Sunday. 1 o'clock. Ole Miss will be back at the Pavilion.
They make life miserable for anybody they play.
And on the verge of improving to 16-0, holding opponents under 60 points. Knocked away. Georgia gets the steal, running out of time, 15 seconds left. Battles fouled on the three-point shot. She'll go back to the line. 18.7 rebounds, 5 assists for Scott tonight. And Battles misses the free throw. So you wonder if the arm leaving the shot short a little bit is bothering her. She's 4 of 7 at the line tonight.
Popular among all college coaches.
Inbounds, nearly stolen by Lewis. She had to foul Baker to do that. And so Baker goes to the foul. She's got 19. Scott has 18. Taylor has 11, 9 of which came in the first half. 7 seconds. Battle going to step back, launch a three, air ball, and Smith tried to save it. It goes out of bounds with 1.8. Inbounds to Baker. Ole Miss now 5-0 in the SEC. Coach, they've won 9 in a row, and they are now 16-2 overall.
Very impressive performance tonight. Go on the road against a team that's playing well, off 2 straight wins, come into their house and take advantage of everything they need to do to win this basketball game. And their stars stepped up tonight. They shined brightly.
Indeed they did. Last time they started 5-0 in the SEC, they got to the NCAA Elite 8. They are for real. Baker goes for 20. Scott goes for 18. And Georgia drops to 2-3 in the SEC as Smith finishes with 18 and Battles with 16. 66-58 the final. Ole Miss wins for just the second time ever here in Athens.